And now we're going to the Goliath class. Now, not really much to write home about on this class personally. I know that some people use it a lot, but it's got some unique weapons to it. It does have a mortar, so you can be a medium class and use a mortar. It has the Vulcan, which is pretty good. Pretty much the main reason people use this pack, or use this armor, is the Suicide Det Pack, and I'll show you what that does right here. But first I'm going to show you the Vulcan. It's just like a chain gun, but it fires really fast, and it does a lot of damage, and it's more contained. And then the mortar, self-explanatory, it's a motherfucking mortar. But if you press 3, you can go to mortar, and you can use the imp shell. Now watch what happens if I use the imp shell on myself. Well, it does damage, but if you're using it running electronics, it pretty much instantly disables the shields of any sort of turrets. And then you've got the final one, which is a frag shell, which allows you to shoot fragments. And it shoots a shit ton of grenades in the arc of the mortar, which all do sufficient damage. Now, I have to note something about this. If you're using the frag grenade, note that it is not a good idea to use it around yourself, because frag grenades are not team-based, meaning they will destroy stuff if you are on the same team. Like, see, if I shoot this with my Vulcan, no damage, right? Now, let's say I do this with my frag grenade. It pretty much ignores that. So it ignores team safety, pretty much. It ignores friendly fire. So keep that in mind. If you're using it in close quarters, you can pretty much own your entire base in like seconds by accident, or on purpose if you're team killing. And then the flamethrower. So flamethrower, just pretty much like a short-range plasma rifle that shoots out a lot faster. Can be good in close quarters. And, oh, I didn't get to show you what the engineer mines and all that stuff did. Sorry for not covering that. I'll actually go back to that real quick. Engineer mines and grenades and beacons. The engineer mine is a laser. So you can pretty much deploy these all around you real quick if you're in a fight. And this will pretty much settle the fight for most armors right there. You're going to get 3 lasers instantly blowing their ass off. The engineer grenade, I believe, is an imp grenade. Yeah, it's an imp grenade. So it will imp enemies and turrets. And then the beacon is a camera. So that's kind of whatever. Oh, and those blow up after a little bit, regardless of damage. So let's go back to the Goliath here. And let's check out the Suicide Det Pack, which is, again, pretty much the main reason people use this class. First, though, I do want to go over the grenades for it. The grenade for the Goliath, I believe, does a higher amount of damage. I forgot what else it does. I think it does something else. No, it just does a lot of damage. And then the mine is, I believe, a normal mine. Not really much to write home about there. The beacon, though, is this weird grenade. I don't know what the fuck it even does. It just, like, flies, like, 90 miles an hour. And I think it's a, it's apparently a really fucking damaging grenade, because that did way more damage. But here's what the Suicide Det Pack does. You can press Control-P to throw it, and it pretty much doesn't really do shit. Huh, it used to do something, though. Or you can go up here, and if you press Control-K, remember how that suicides? Guess what happens when you have this on? The pack goes out, and it fucking blows up everything. Or it should have. It should have blown up everything. Let me see, is it still even there? Okay, apparently it doesn't. Hey dude, do you remember how to use a Suicide Det Pack? I tried Control-K-ing myself, and it didn't seem to activate it. Whoops. Sorry for kind of failing here at this, but you know, this is kind of like an informal tutorial here. P doesn't do it. Is it just... Oh, you have to actually press P to throw it. I thought it was Control-K or Control-P. So yeah, you press P and it pretty much blows up everything in the damn area. Including all of your own shit. And including your team shit. So try not to do that in your base, because it will also blow up all of your own shit. Which is kind of bad. It does not ignore... it does not... Or it does... obey friendly fire, though, I believe. I don't think it'll blow up your actual, like, based stuff, but don't quote me on that. Now, Arbiter is my favorite class in Shifter, by a long shot, for many reasons. First of all, I love destroying bases in Shifter. I love destroying bases in Tribes. It's pretty much like my main job in maps, is I pretty much go over and I blow their shit up. So, the reason why this is so good is many. One is it has a grav gun, which is good for getting across the map. Antimatter minigun, not really a big fan of that one. The main 2 weapons I use for this, and the really 2 you only need, are the shockwave cannon and the Volter and the energy pack. And I'll show you what that does in just a little bit. And I just got my ass blown off. I was showing them shifter. Can I change the... No, I can't change that guy's team. Fuck me. Oh. Wait, what? Oh. Well, okay, well, he can show me what a nuke does. Well, here, I'm going to show you what it's like fighting him. Even though I'm, like, in a shitty class. And that's the missile locking. So now you know that the rockets do lock. There you go. Okay, let's try. Did he blow up my generators and all that shit? Yeah, I think he did. I think he fucked my whole base up. Oh, no, he didn't. Okay, cool. That's fine. Oh, so he actually, so he claimed this. What that means is there should be a thing in here you can touch to claim this. Yeah. So these are objectives. You can touch those to claim them, and you get 1 point for those. Those are sometimes mixed in to capture the flag maps. So I'm going to pick Arbiter here again. I'm going to do Shockwave Cannon. I'm going to do Volter. And I'm going to do a energy pack. Okay, no. Just cut that whole part out then. Just cut that whole part out. Okay, so this is actually a pretty fast map in Shifter because the bases are relatively close and you can boost from one to the other, and there's a huge fucking hill. So yeah, so you go in here, and that's an automated door. So we'll do Arbiter here. I was going to show you that before all that happened. Shockwave Cannon, Volter, and Energy Pack, and I don't really need anything else. Now here's why. The Arbiter is like a solely energy-based class for the most part. In fact, get rid of this shit. Oh, I can't wait. Hold on. Huh. I could have swore it was another button to do that, Control W. But anyways, here's what's so cool about this class. If you have an energy pack, the energy on this thing is like almost limitless. Your energy recharges really fast, and you can go really, really quickly in it. But here's what the Shockwave Cannon does. Remember when I was talking about like the disc jumps and all that stuff? That's what this does, but with relatively no damage and a lot more power, like so. It'll fucking blow you across the map in no time at all. And so then you can pretty much just use it. And here's the other thing about this armor. It's beacon. If you press B, you're fucking cloaked, both sensor jammed and visibly. So that is what makes this an awesome, awesome armor to destroy maps, because you can shockwave cannon across the map, use B to cloak yourself, go in, and that Volter weapon does insane damage to pretty much anything electronically based. Any kind of like weapons, any kind of solar panels, pretty much eat a bag of shit almost instantaneously. And you've got multiple beacons, so you can cloak for a lot of time. So again, just point it on there. Pretty much done. Fucking done. No problem at all. And it saps the shields on stuff like turrets really quickly. So if you go over here. Now granted, it will fire at you if you are seen by the enemy, like how he sees me at the center thing. But here's the second cool thing. Arbiter armor takes almost no damage from stuff like plasma turrets and stuff like that, from like weapons that use energy themselves. You will get your ass kicked if you get hit by a rocket. You will definitely get your ass kicked if you get hit by a rocket. So keep that in mind. But otherwise, you can pretty much just go to town on these motherfuckers. And the grenades, even better, they also do pretty decent damage for this stuff. So so the plasma turret blew up, and I also blew up with it, because it actually does do damage collateral. So we're going to go back in here, and I'm going to show you something else about the Arbiter armor here. Is if you go down, you have a regeneration pack, which means you will actually regenerate health as you get hit. There's also a cloaking device, which basically will keep you cloaked, I believe, if you don't want to use the beacons. It will keep you cloaked if you don't want to use the beacons. And so that's good if you don't want to do that. And I'm not really sure why you want to do that, though, because it's like the beacon is like really easy, and it's better off to just have an energy pack by a long shot. You can also see on the map, too, since I have a pulse sensor out, you can see that there's that little red arrow that shows where he's at. But first I'm going to show you the regeneration pack, how fast it regenerates and shit like that. So we'll toss a grenade down here. So now if I use the regeneration pack by pressing P, it auto-regenerates. Now something I should have said in the tutorial, this is actually a really bad foresight of mine. I'll probably add this as an annotation. The repair pack, if you have it and you press P and you're not aiming at anything and you use it, it will repair you. So that is pretty fucking essential, actually. Go back in here, and can't really deploy many turrets with the Arbiter, but you've got a teleport pack also, which I've never really used that much, but I believe, how do you use this again? Oh, I think it's like kind of like Nightcrawler shit, where you get your ass blown up, but I believe you point at a location, you press P to teleport, and then you'll just teleport there. So, so that is the Arbiter. I think it has mines that cloak also. Oh no, it has really damaging mines actually. Its mines do a lot of fucking damage if they go off. They're cloaked, but they do a lot of damage. And so that's pretty much Arbiter, by far my favorite armor in Shifter. Now you've got the big boys. You got the Dreadnought. Now the Dreadnought also has a shockwave cannon, which makes it a little bit overpowered in my opinion, because you can get this big fucking weapon of destruction across the map in no time. And then you've got the Ironhead launcher, which is basically a rocket launcher that does a shit ton of damage. And you've got the Vulcan, all that stuff. Here's something that's unique to this class though. It's a pack that cloaks you, and it also shields you. Well, it makes you sensor jammed, and it shields you. So that's actually really useful, because this thing has a lot of energy to give up. Like, see, oh wait, actually I remembered what the Ironhead launcher was. It's not a normal rocket. Sorry about that. The Ironhead launcher is actually a rocket nuke. It moves very slow. Enemies can actually jump in front of it to sacrifice themselves to save their base. But if you launch one of these motherfuckers in a base, everything's going down. Everything's going down. So it'll actually blow up too after a time it's been in the air. But yeah, you can pretty much launch these, and if you want to see how much damage it does, even with the shield on. Yeah, so it did that much damage to a Dreadnought with full shield. So you're pretty much not getting out of that unless you're fully shielded. It's going to totally fuck your base up big time. Did he blow up all my shit? No, he didn't. Oh, he left it intact. How nice. So now if you go to the Dreadnought also, there's a few other things that are unique to this class, like the Rocket Launcher Pack, which allows you to actually have rocket launchers. Let me get them here. Well, I guess they moved the placement of it, but you see that extra rocket launcher right there? If you press the P button, you shoot a rocket. So it's pretty much just an extra weapon. So you can like fire and then be shooting rockets at the same time. So kind of useful depending on how you play Dreadnought. Don't really know there. The G button is a fucking mortar grenade. Also note that if you don't tell this pack to stop, it will sometimes fire on its own. But yeah, it's a fucking mortar grenade, so that'll pretty much blow shit up right there. Like I blew him up. So if you press B, it will activate emergency force shields, which is also really useful, because it's basically like having a shield pack on itself, which kind of renders the stealth shield kind of useless. You should just get a fucking sensor jammer pack. It'll also activate the emergency force shield sometimes if you get hit by anything. And then your mine is basically just a really damn powerful mine. And so yeah, and then they'll exhaust once you run back down to 0. Now the Juggernaut, this is the big mama jama right here. The Juggernaut basically automatically gives you everything you're going to need because it only has a certain amount of weapon spaces, and it'll pretty much give you everything you can carry at once. Same for the pack too. You can get different packs, but it's kind of the same thing, so there's not really any point. I mean, it's the same thing no matter what you do. So here's why this guy is a big badass. First of all, you're a big slow motherfucker in this, and your energy is pretty much not much. It regenerates very slowly. Why is this thing a badass though? Because first of all, you got 2 fucking packs. So you pretty much can, I believe you should be able to activate both of the packs and stuff like that. But I don't know how to do that actually, it's kind of weird. But first of all, you've got the, you can see right there it says 18, 18. So it's actually should be shooting 2 rockets. I'm not sure why it's not doing that. You've got your mortar, again frag grenade mortar. You've seen that. You've got your grenade launcher. And you've got your Vulcan, stuff like that. And I don't believe this class even gets grenades or mines or beacons. Yeah, it doesn't. This class doesn't even get a grenade, a mine, or a beacon because it's just that badass. And here's why it's badass. It's got a fucking nuke. So if you toss this son of a bitch in there, it takes a few seconds to fire off, and you only get 2 of them. But when it does, it is pretty much, they're done. They're pretty much done. Yeah. So it's also got a Ironhead launcher, which you can pretty much throw in there and blow yourself up. Now notice it still took that even without emergency force shields, like it activated after the shot. Now personally, in my opinion, I think the Dreadnought is much more useful than the Juggernaut because you can get a lot farther across the map, you can do a lot more damage to their base, and the Juggernaut's not really that much more powerful than the Dreadnought. So I'd have to say my 2 favorite armors in this are the Arbiter and the Dreadnought, and then the third one comes for the Goliath, just to do suicide det pack runs. If you're an engineer, I believe, or an assassin, I think you can actually defuse the suicide det pack though. So keep that in mind. So we're going to go here, and I'll show you what it's like. There's also the flight pack for this. But I've never really found a really good use for this. I think if you press P, it activates. And then it's like, I forgot what it does. It does something, though. It doesn't really seem to even do that much. I think it's just like a really big energy pack or whatever. So yeah, so that is basically it then for a shifter. That shows all the shit you can do in it. Not really sure what else I could show you guys in shifter, but that is pretty much it. Hey! Flying through the fucking space. I've left the mission area. I think I'm going to start to take damage. Nope, I guess not. Whoosh. Oh, wow, I hit a perfect little divot in the map. Blow me. So that is Shifter. I advise you all to check it out. There's many Shifter servers that are up and variations of it. And I will cover another mod here in the next video. And thanks for watching.